test 1 23 สายนักคิดมีความฉลาดอย่างมากแต่ว่าเข้ากับผู้คนไม่ค่อยได้แล้วก็สนใจแต่ความเป็นจริงเท่านั้นสายเซนซิทีฟไซโคโลจีเป็นคนที่เชี่ยวชาญในเรื่องของจิตวิทยาแล้วก็สามารถดึงดูดผู้คนได้แต่ว่ามีความไม่เสถียรบางครั้งก็อาจจะเสียสติเองได้นี่สายบวกตอบโต้เกี่ยวกับโลกเขาด้วยร่างกายเขาเองแก้ปัญหาด้วยกำลังแล้วก็แต่โง่ชิบหายดัมแอชบล็อกพื้นฐานกันไหม Create Your Own นี่คืออะไรเสียงเพลงดังจัง
There is nothing, only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore.
Ancient ไม่มีอะไรเลยนอกจากความอบอุ่นความมืดอันเป็นความมืดปฐมกาลสติรับรู้อยู่ในนั้นไม่ใหญ่ไปกว่าเมล็ดมอลเพียง1 อันเท่านั้นแกทำอะไรไม่ได้เลยไม่ได้สักอย่างตลอดไป
Never ever
ไม่สามารถทำอะไรNever ever
An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
เวลาผ่านไปแล้วความกัดกรุ่มช่องโหว่ในจิตใจไม่มีเมียเก่าอยู่ข้างในนั้นอะไรนะ
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and shameful, a ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thing.
นี่คือสมองละตีกันอยู่เนี่ย Ancient Repetition Brain Limbic สมองส่วน Limbic บอกว่าการรับรู้เนี่ยอยู่รอบๆตัวเธอรอบๆตัวนายคำโกหกอันมหาศาลเนี่ยซ่อนอยู่ข้างในจิตวิญญาณของแกเปียกชุ่ม ก็เป็นกฎกัดก่อนอย่างช่างน่าอับอายก้อนเนื้อที่อยู่รอบๆตัวแกมันเป็นไม่เอาอะฉันอยากรู้ว่าความรัก
It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you've suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyss of pelagic zone.
Abyssopelagic zone ความรักครั้งเก่าของนายไงมันเป็นเรื่องที่โง่เง่านะที่จะขุดคุยหาอดีตแบบนั้นต่อไปอ่ะแต่ว่าถ้าแกอยากจะเจ็บปวดแล้วก็มากับฉันสิมาสู่ดินแดนอันต้องห้าม I want to get off now ไปดิ
Alright, nothing down to fuck all borough. Not you. Your days of giving a shit and being that type of animal are over.
The
song of death is sweet and endless. But what is this? Somewhere in the sore, bloated man meat around you. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache. A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
Somehow, you know what it is. A caprice committing a motor carriage.
เราจะติดเหล้าหนักเลยครับทะเลาะกับหัวตัวเองประสาทแดกปะเนี่ยตบหน้าตัวเองให้สาดซะหน่อยโคตรเมาเลยสัสเลยเหล้ากลมเหมือนคนดึงเอาเทปที่เพลงที่กำลังเล่นออกเครื่องเล่นเทปกำลังหมุนอยู่แต่ว่าไม่มีเทปอยู่ด้านในไม่ไฮไลท์ เสื้อผ้าใส่ก่อนนะใส่เกงเพื่อน
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says whirling in rags on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door.
กุญแจในกระเป๋า
The whirling in rags is a hostel cafeteria on the urban coast, frequented by dock workers. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside. A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent. More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
เกิดจากการขว้างวัตถุจากด้านในเพราะว่ากระจกเนี่ยมันไม่ได้กระเด็นมาเข้ามาข้างในมันกระเด็นไปข้างนอกใช่ไหมเดี๋ยวกูเป็นคนทำ
Something
เหรอ
you've done before.
เป็นสิ่งที่มึงทำนั่นแหละดูความขนาดความกว้าง
It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist.
อะไรที่ใหญ่กว่ากำปั้นแต่ว่าไม่เล็กไปกว่ากระสุนปืน
The single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force.
รองเท้ากูที่มีข้างเดียวนี่เอง
Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you could still find the other one on the balcony outside.
พัง
The
กระ
door
จ
to
ก
it should be outside your room.
พังกระจกด้วยรองเท้าข้างเดียวมึงแล้วก็ถ้าโชคดีก็จะไปหาอีกข้างได้ข้างนอก
A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold.
โอเคได้เควสใหม่ What the fuck this shit ใส่เสื้อหน่อยดิเพื่อนเมื่อไหร่มึงจะหายเมาเนี่ยอาบน้ำเหรอขนาดในอ่างอาบน้ำยังมีเหล้าล้างหน้าเพื่อน
A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Was this not the same Elo that founds empires and lays waste to cities, virile, uncaring towards the little things?
ตอกย้ำความ
Probably not.
Dai.
No. Hot water sprays from the faucet's base, and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just a vague impression of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror, behold,
โดนอะไรมาวะ
you have no idea who this thing is. do you?
ไม่รู้ใครเป็นคนทำเป็นอะไรวะไม่เห็นรอยอะไรเลยตาบวมอ่ะหน้าเหมือนคน
Too
เมา
late.
อ่ะ
You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why?
ทำไมเรายิ้มอยู่อ่ะไม่รู้อ่ะมันยิ้มไปเองอ่ะไม่รู้เหมือนกันว่ะ
Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself.
ทำไมกูยิ้มอยู่อ่ะโอเค
Oh my god. You can't stop. It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face and now it won't come off. What does it even mean?
ทำไมเรา
What
หยุด
is the
ยิ้ม
emotion
ไม่
you're
ได้
trying to convey?
ต้องการจะสื่ออะไรกันแน่วะอธิบายไม่ได้
You are correct.
เฮ้ยตอบถูกด้วยว่ะการแสดงออกถึงความเจ็บปวด electrocuriosity พยายามหยุดการแสดงออกนี้มีโอกาสต่ำ
มันเห็นแม่หนูแม่ขึ้นบันไดมาแล้วมันนั่งมองอยู่พอแม่ขึ้นพ้นบันไดในครัวนอนแพะอยู่แม่ว่าจะไม่เข้ามาแล้วแม่จะไปส่งของเข้ามาแล้วมันเย็นแล้วแม่ไม่อยากออกมันคอยจ้องอยู่นะ
Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now.
ไม่รู้ว่าตัวเองทำอะไรอยู่ลองหยุดสิ
It's too late. Like an image on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
เมื่อไหร่มันจะเลิกเปิดหัวเนี่ยบ้าเอ้ยทำไมเราหยุดยิ้มไม่ได้
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face. This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades.
เน็กไทอะ
The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. The lights are off. You swoop up and catch the tie. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose.
ใส่เน็กไทเรียบร้อยเฮ้ยอันนี้มันอินเทอร์แอคได้ดิเมื่อไหร่กูจะหายเมาเนี่ย เปิดไม่ได้ชีวิตช่างบัดซบใส่รองเท้าข้างเดียว Snow Drip
Hello, officer.
สวัสดี officer วันนี้เป็นวันที่
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28.
อายุน่าจะเกินกว่า 28 ปี
A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
No. Because you're a police officer, sir. Okay, cool. I won't. Okay. Sir, you've been here for 3 days on official police business, as you put it.
ไอ้เหี้ยจำเลยจำไม่ได้ว่ามาที่นี่ทำไมอะเรามาที่นี่เพราะว่าการสืบสวนของตำรวจจำไม่ได้เหรอ
Couldn't
ฉันมาทำงาน
say.
อย่างนั้นเหรอ
In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
ไม่ใช่ใกล้เคียงอะแต่ว่าส่วนใหญ่คุณจะดื่มซะมากกว่า
You have no doubt about the drinking. But do you strike yourself as a tight-lipped drunk? She must have heard something.
เธอต้องเคยได้ยินอะไรบางอย่าง หลุดปากเอาไว้ตอนที่เรากำลังเมาอยู่แน่นอน
Could it be because of the drinking?
บางทีเป็นเพราะดื่มมากเกินไปหรือเปล่า คุณเลยลืมทุกอย่างไป
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on. This is her morning cigarette. She looks tired, her beauty waning faster than it ought to at her age. She nods.
There's a mercenary out back. He's been hanged. The body has been there for a week now. The locals probably got tired of it and called the cops. I didn't mean to overwhelm you with information. You seem a bit lost, officer. Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer. Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, a need. The need to ask questions. It's like you said the words a million times before. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
Yes. The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough. At least here on the coast. I can't say about the rest of the city. You're in a hostel, sir. We are in Revachol.
Revachol is the disgraced former capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation. Half a century after a failed world revolution, she is central to our moment in time.
You sure look like you're from Revachol. Revachol parties.
Her accent suggests she is not from around here. She's from Aranye, another part of the world.
There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music. I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here. Yeah? There was the usual rock. I couldn't say. Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestration prime among them.
Oh, that. Yeah. Whoa. The less said about OO, the better.
OO were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on. I don't know about that. At around 2 o'clock, disco stopped, and there was a change of pace.
เสียงเพลงหยุดประมาณตอนตี 2
A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of the time, you were yelling along to it.
ร้องเพลงกับเรา
Yes, there was a church in there. A really small church. Like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that. And also, that it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a winded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it. Don't be. I was going out later anyway. It didn't bother me. Then you started screaming and trashed the place. A window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out. There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then, around 4 or 5. And that was it. It's 51. The current century? Centuries don't have numbers, they have names. And this is the current one. Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir. You're right. There is nothing funny about civilization. Glad to have been of assistance.
หารองเท้าลืมที่เขี่ยบุหรี่ไว้เนี่ยเฮ้ยหายเมาแล้วทอมเปอร์เดมอนเดย์อะไรวะตังดิโอ้โหรวยเละโอเค
There they both are, 2 identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin,
รองเท้าหนังงูสีเขียว
reunited on your feet,
กลับหากัน
like 2 baby crocodiles. It's pretty clear a normal cop is not what you are.
ตำรวจธรรมดาไม่ใช่นายทหาร
Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now. The door is closed. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on, somewhere inside.
ตึงตึงตึงตึงตึงตึงตึงตึงบาร์เหล้าเมื่อคืนมั้ยเนี่ยอันนี้คือที่วางเลลิกที่วางเนื้อร้องไมค์คาราโอเกะกำลังรอให้ใครออกมาร้องลำโพงสปีกเกอร์ต่อกับเรดิโออยู่
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul.
สามารถร้องเพลงที่นี่ได้
Exactly. It's measured, level-headed, through a PA system. By other people. Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds likely. You should probably go on stage and pose for a moment when you're done with this thought. See if it works. You should sing the sad small church song from that tape you found. Thought it was obvious. Serves them right. Wipe that smirk off their face with your sad, tragic, small church song. You would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed. A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again. Everything is cool between you and this guy. He's a big fan. Make some small talk. A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. This is the Great Skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola, the part of the world you are in right now. The small steel tag says as much. The Great Skua. Stegosaurus Skua.
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, sweetie.
Cryptozoologist
You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
ไม่ควรให้เขารอนะ
Hello, sweetie. You should.
A colorful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. Makes your fingers itch. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John. Your fingers find their way into the shackle, flicking open its spring-loaded gate. The metal loop holds the plastic ID and a leather-bound pocketbook. The man emits a loud snore. Is he about to wake up? Doesn't look like it, but you never know. Better be quick. You find a black paper note with a woman's profile on it. Seems like this woman lived centuries ago. The note says, 5 Real. It feels nice and greasy. You slip the plastic ID card out of the loop and pocket it. The man continues to snore. Just for the record, you look nothing like the man on the document. The sleeping dock worker has little to say about your actions. The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
Magnesium
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already? Attaboy. It's coming back to him. You had your mesolimbic reward pathway worried there, not thinking about drinking all that time. It was like you weren't yourself. Forget about the bar. Or don't forget about it. You should totally try to get a drink there too. But first, you should lick that stain off the counter. Yeah, man. Let's get wild. Lick it. What happened, man? You used to be cool. Go get your boring normal person drink then. Get your drink on and your act together.
ติดเหล้า
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he's waiting for your name. Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? Good. But even if you haven't, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree? Mm-hmm. So, the body is still in the tree, where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner. I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. Much worse. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern. Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down. We all feel that way sometimes. There is no such thing as a police officer, I'm afraid. What remains is that there is a dead body in the tree. Someone has to figure out who put it there. If we don't, no one else will.
And then, soon after, dead bodies would be dangling from all the tree.
But first, we have to take it down. I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the Citizens Militia on your sleeve and on your back. I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. But for now, I'm going to set those possibilities aside.
Inspectorate General means internal affairs. What he's saying is, he's not from the rat squad and isn't supposed to suspect such things.
Yes, but I'm not them. I'm from criminal investigation. Yes. They're not just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West. I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage, but again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job. You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I would advise you to locate it as quickly as possible. But getting the body down should still take precedence. After you, officer.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.